Good morning, welcome back. Before we get on with our next guest, big thanks to Cooper Creek Square. Once again, 20 shops, restaurants, parking garage that's free, music on the square every Friday night from 6 to 8, BYOB, or they'll come serve you from the restaurants. Grab some food from one of our many great restaurants here. It's a beautiful setting. It's gorgeous. Got a favorite happy hour spot, Keith?
Boy, happy hour? Yeah, that's always a real tough one. You're going to go right
aside from your backpack, you know what I mean?
Yeah, normally just stash beers out on the trail.
Yeah, right.
But at that point, yeah, you can come down here and hit any of the restaurants up. You got some margaritas right down below us here. You certainly can't go wrong there. You've got a couple of brew pubs around town. I mean, it's really hard to choose. There's so much.
That's what I say. Someone says, "What's your favorite?" Wherever it wasn't yesterday. You know what I mean? I like a little diversity, so I like to bounce around and shake hands and see some. I'm hanging out with Keith Sanders here at Beavers Sports Shop. He's coming in to talk trails and bikes because you have an incredibly important role in this community, more than just keeping bikes tuned, but you are have a very integral part of our trail system and growth that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, I've been involved with trails for about 30 years.
All Winter Park, right?
All here in Winter Park.
You're a true long-term local, man. You've been around for a while.
Yeah, I've been around for a while. And one of the big things we have is that we've been really working hard on improving our trail system here, making it so that it's a higher quality experience for all users, and really taking away stuff that's lesser value, replacing it with higher quality value. And then the amount of stuff that you have to jump through for Forest Service and that type of thing is phenomenal. But the end result is everybody who comes here has this amazing experience, and all that they know is they go out and ride their bike, they hike, they do whatever, and they come back with a smile on their face because everything's so
free.
Good.
You know, it's free. And it's like, man, there's a lot of planning work and caring people that go into these trails to make them so great.
Yeah, and what people don't realize up here is that almost everything they're on is done by volunteers. And one of the big ones, I'll give a plug for the Headwaters Trails Alliance. So their office is right down there in Fraser, right across from Sharky's Restaurant and the gas station down there. And certainly pop their head in, and if they want to help out, anything like that, look up Headwaters Trails Alliance, and you can find out where you can help. You can give donations, give back to the community a little bit.
Just Google, man. They have work days going on weeknights. They're trying to get some Saturday work days. They have, a lot of fundraisers. Speaking of which, earlier in the show we talked about the big Mountain Bike Capital USA weekend coming up, which is a huge weekend.
Oh,
and
yes.
The pub crawl is the most fun fundraiser you're going to go to. It's an army of bikes, people dressed up. It's a circus, kind of a parade, just cruising from the resort downhill on the Fraser River Trail with some pub stops all the way home.
I think last year they started out with about 50 people. And I think people were signing up as they went because they would just like this.
They picked up people, right? Yeah, exactly.
We ended up with 150 people at the end,
yeah,
all having a great time.
We'll apologize to the Peak Brewery because they got a little overwhelmed when this herd walks in the door.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's still good, and it goes for a good cause, and you meet people that are living in the same community or from out of town, and it's just a good bonding experience.
If you're like me, you get, just the other day I got done working, I got home, I'm laying on the couch, and the phone rings, hey, you want to go for a ride? Let's do it, man. That's what it's all about. And so doing these events, you meet a lot of people that are riding, doing the same thing we're all doing up here, and it's 20 more reasons to have the phone ring and get out there and do it.
Oh, absolutely. Part of that is, you got the pub crawl, you got a Grand Mountain Bike Alliance Trails group is taking on a new role. Gimba. Yeah, so we're the ones that have been really pushing for all the trail changes. We've got a lot of that stuff and a lot of the planning process done. Now we're pushing to more of a community focus for some fun rides, getting this just more of a social atmosphere and making it
a culture. It's becoming a culture in town, which is fun to see.
Yeah, we're mountain bike capital. We have amazing trails. Let's have the community that ties into it to keep that balance going.
And so you're obviously been on the trails quite a bit. What do you do? Are you like in the deep and the steep? Or are you like, on the resort downhill mountain biking? You like the cross country ride? You like a big climb, or you like a more flow? What are you after?
Boy, I'm going to be definitely the cross country guy. Like if I go up to the mountain, I'll ride up after they close and then hit some of the stuff coming down. But I like the big climbs. Some days you just love the flow. And there's a little bit of everything here. There's some days you're out there and you're saying, I want a really hard ride, so I'm going to try to get up Yankee Doodle.
Yep.
And there's other days it's like, I just don't want to go that hard. So I'm going to take another route around and end up above all. I
had too much fun at that mountain bike pub crawl last night. I just want a cruiser, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you have the opportunity to do it all here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little more about maybe some of the improvements we're going to see.
Oh, absolutely.
What's going on with Gimba and Headwaters Trail Alliance. So once again, hang out with Keith Sanders of Beavers Sports Shop. This guy knows what's going on. Check out the shop. He'll give you a lot of great tips right out of the shop on where to go ride. Trestle tip on the break, so stay tuned. We'll be back.